On June 26, 2008, there was a Supreme Court case titled District of Columbia versus Heller. It included talk of the possession of firearms. In 1975, the Firearm Control Regulations Act was passed in order to reduce violent crime in the city. The act prohibited DC residents from possessing handguns, although there were some exceptions. Police officers and security guards were oftentimes allowed to possess an individual handgun. If people had a license in order to keep firearms in their home, they would have to be unloaded or fitted with a trigger lock. This act effectively lowered rates of individual gun ownership in the district. Dick Heller was a policeman who helped guard federal buildings in Washington, D.C. As part of his employment, he was allowed to carry a handgun while at work. He decided that he wanted to keep a handgun in his home during after hours and applied for a license to do so. The District of Columbia denied Heller's application, which caused him to sue. Heller argued that by the District of Columbia not letting him keep a firearm in his home without a license, that they were defying his constitutional rights. He imparted that his Second Amendment rights were being violated by this act. The Second Amendment protects the right for Americans to possess weapons for the protection of themselves, their rights, and their property. He demanded his Second Amendment rights back from the District of Columbia. The Supreme Court made its decision on June 26, 2008. It was a close call with a 5-4 decision of Supreme Court justices. The majority decision leaned towards Heller's side. They ruled that the Second Amendment guarantees an individual with the right to possess firearms. Although there are some regulations such as the reason why you might be allowed to possess one, the court ruled that it shouldn't be fully prohibited. In the case, Justice Breyer, Stevens, Souter, and Ginsburg galvanized dissenting opinions. Justice Stephen Breyer argued that DC's law was constitutional, even if the right to keep and bear arms includes private purposes. Heller winning this case had a large impact on the United States. It reduced the ability of states to place restrictions on Second Amendment rights. Since Heller, the lower courts have upheld a copious range of gun laws as constitutional. Some include laws restricting the concealed and open carry of loaded guns in public, bans on assault weapons, large-capacity magazines, and silencers, and extreme risk protection orders. There are other prohibitions on dangerous people possessing guns and more firearm design safety standards. In conclusion, the Supreme Court case ended in Heller's favor. Although a tight call, the 5-4 decision has given United States citizens more gun rights. Could this be beneficial or unsafe for our country? Either way, we have to follow the Constitution's rights, meaning that this result will remain in play. An individual's right to possess firearms independent of service in a state militia is officially guaranteed to all U.S. citizens.